is eager to put her away. He's afraid of a malpractice suit. Told him I was considering it, the irresponsible shithead.
Why did he write her so many prescriptions? Doesn't he?
It's not just him. She's got a doctor in every port.
Here's how she does it. She sees a doctor for back spasms and gets a prescription. A day or two later, she goes back and she says she lost her pills and he writes her another one. Then, next week, she pulls a muscle. More pills. Then the dosage is wrong. More pills. Over and over until she makes one too many trips and he says, I'm not prescribing anymore. And then she pulls a sheaf of prescription receipts out of her purse and says, I'll go to the AMA and have your ass in court for over-prescribing me. She genuinely threatens these men, and they give in to her.
She knew this was going on again. Different tactic today, just out of wounded vest. She looked like a hothouse flower. Which made me look like Betty Davis. I was trying to goad her into it, you know? Like, come on, Mom. Give him your speech about the greatest generation. Tell him about the claw hammer story. Made me look like the guy from the cartoon with the frog who only sings for him.
It wouldn't have done any good. Dr. Burke's part of the same generation.
Greatest generation, my ass. I mean, are they really considering all generations? Perhaps there's some generations from the Iron Age that couldn't be. I mean, what makes them so great anyways? They were poor and they hated Nazis. Who doesn't fucking hate Nazis? Remember that time we checked her into the psych ward, that stunt she pulled?
Which time?
I wasn't there.
Big speech. She's getting clean, this sacrifice she's making for her family.
Right, she's let her family down, and now she wants to prove she's a good family member.
She smuggled Darkset into the psych ward in her vagina. I mean, there's your greatest generation for you. She was giving us this big speech while she had a bottle of pills stuck up her cooch, for God's sake.
God, I've never heard that story.
Did you just say cooch?
Well, the phrase mom's pussy seemed a bit gauche.
You're a little bit more comfortable with
What
cooch,
word
aren't you?
should I use to describe our mother's vagina?
I don't know, but...
Mom's fever. Mother's body.
I'm sorry about you and Bill.
Me too, Barb.
Been up to me, you never would have known.
You think it's a temporary thing, or
Who knows? We've been married a long time, so...
That's one thing about Mom and Dad. You have to tip your cap off to anyone who can stay married that long.
Karen, he killed himself.
yeah, still.
There's something going on between you and little Charles.
I don't know that I'm comfortable talking about that.
Because he is our first cousin, so you know.
Give me a break.
You know, you shouldn't consider children.
I'm almost 45, Karen. I put those thoughts behind me a long time ago. Anyway, I had a hysterectomy year before last.
Why?
Cervical cancer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. Well, I didn't tell anyone except Charles. That's where it started between him and me.
Well, why not? Why wouldn't you tell anyone?
And hear those comments from Mom for the rest of my life? She doesn't need any more excuses, treat me like some damaged thing.
I'd have told us.
You weren't going to tell us about you and Bill.
It's different.
Why? Because it's you and not me?
No. Because divorce is an embarrassing public admission of defeat. Cancer's fucking cancer. You can't help that. We're your sisters. It might have given you some comfort.
I just don't feel that connection very keenly.
I feel very connected to the both of you.
We never see you. You're never around. You haven't been around.
But I still feel that connection.
You think if you tether yourself to this place in mind only, you don't have to actually appear.
You know me that well.
No. That's my point. I can't perpetuate these myths of family for sisterhood anymore. We're all just people. Some of us accidentally connected by genetics. A random selection of cells, nothing more.
When did you get so cynical?
That's funny coming from you.
I mean, bigger, sure, but random selection of cells?
Well, maybe my cynicism clouded with the realization that the obligation of caring for our parents is mine alone.
Don't give me that. I participated in that goddamn
Until you had enough and got out, you and Karen.
I had my own family to think
That's
about.
a cheap excuse. As if by having a child, you're alleviated of all responsibility.
Now I'm being criticized for procreating.
Not criticizing. Do what you want. You did. Karen did.
And if you didn't, that's not my fault.
That's right. So don't lay this sister thing on me now, all right? I don't buy it and I haven't bought it for a long time. When I leave here and leave for good, I won't feel any more guilty than you two did.
Who says we don't?
You leaving here?
Charles and I are going to New York.
What the hell are you gonna do in New York?
We have plans.
Like what?
None of your business. favorite.
That shit on me the other day about Dad. That I was his favorite.
Well, that's not true. You weren't his favorite, I was. Your mom's favorite.
What?
Thanks, Ivy.
You don't think so? Good God, Barb, I live my life by that standard.
She said Dad was heartbroken when we moved to Boulder.
Mom was heartbroken, not Dad. She was convinced you left the kid away from her.
If you were Dad's favorite, I guess you'd take his suicide kind of personally.
Dad killed himself for his own reasons.
What were those reasons?
I won't presume.
Aren't you angry with him?
No. He's accountable to no one but himself. If he's better off now, I don't doubt he is. Who are we to begrudge him that?
His daughters?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking furious. I mean, the selfish son of a bitch. His silence, his melancholy. He could have for me, for us, for all of us. He could have helped us. We talked to us, included us.
You might not have liked what you heard. What if the truth of the matter is that Beverly Weston never liked you? That he never liked any of us? Never had any special feeling of any kind for his children?
You know that's not true.
Do I? How? You?
You said you were his favorite.
Only because he recognized a kindred spirit.
Sorry, your little theory, your accidental genetics, that doesn't fly. Not with me. I believe he had a responsibility to something greater than himself. We all do.
Good luck with that.
I just can't believe your worldview was that dark.
You live in Florida.
When are you and little Charles leaving?
Please, not Dave. His name is Charles.
Are you gonna tell Mom?
I'm trying to figure that out.
I like your job, your house.
I've been taking care of myself a lot longer than you've been in charge. Karen, you're going back to Miami, right?
Yeah.
There you go, Barb. You want to know what we're going to do about Mom. Karen and I are leaving. You want to stay and deal with her. That's your decision. You don't like it. That's your prerogative. Nobody gets to point a finger at me. Nobody.
Hello? Am I interrupting anything?
No.
You had a bath?
Yes.
Did you want something to eat or drink?
No.
You want some more coffee?
No, honey, I'm fine. Well, you girls, all together in this house. Just hearing your voices outside the door gives me a warm feeling. These walls must have heard a lot of secrets.
I'll get embarrassed just thinking about it.
Nothing to be embarrassed about. Secret crushes, secret schemes, province of teenage girls. I can't imagine anything more delicate or bittersweet. Just a part of you girls I somehow always identify with. I don't care how old you get, a woman would be hard-pressed to throw off that part of herself. That smells good.
Doesn't it? It's apple. You want some?
Yes, please. Did I ever tell you girls the story of Raymond Walls? Well, not much story to it. Boy, I had a crush on when I was about 13 or so. Real rough-looking boy. Beat up Levi's, messy hair, and a terrible underbite. But he had these beautiful cowboy boots, shining chocolate leather. He was so proud of those boots, you could tell the way he'd strut around, all arms and elbows puffed up and cocksure. Well, I decided I needed to get me a girly pair of those boots, and I knew he would ask me to go steady, convince myself of it. He'd look at me and go, that's the gal for me. Found those boots in a window downtown and just went crazy. I stayed up late every night praying for those boots, rehearsing the conversation I'd have with Raymond when he saw me in my boots. Must have asked my mama 100 times for those boots. What do you want for Christmas, Vi? Oh, Mom, I would give it all up just for those boots. Bargaining, you know. Well, she started dropping little hints about a package she had put under the tree wrapped up about the size of a boot box. Real nice wrapping paper. Now that, don't you cheat and go look in there before Christmas morning. Christmas morning came, I was out like a shot under that tree, boy, tearing into that box. There was a pair of boots, all right. Men's work boots. Holes in toes, chewed up laces, caked with mud and dog shit. Lord, my mom laughed for days.
Please don't tell me that's the end of that story.
Oh, no, that's the end.
You never got the boot?
No,
That's about the worst story I ever heard. Makes me wish for a heartwoman claw hammer story.
No. My mama was a nasty and mean old lady. I suppose that's where I get it from.
You're not nasty and mean. You're our mother and we love you.
Well, thank you, sweetheart.
Hey, y'all. I need to talk to Mom alone for a minute.
Sure.
How's your head?
I'm fine, Barb. Don't you worry about that.
I'm sorry.
Please, honey.
It's important that I say this, okay, Mom? I lost my temper and I went too far.
Barbara, the day, the funeral, ills. I was spoiling for a fight, you gave it to me.
So, truce? So what do you want to do?
How do you mean?
Don't you think you should start, I don't know, consider a rehab?
Oh, no. I can't go through that. No. I can do this. I really think I can do this.
Really?
Well, look, you got rid of all my pills, right?
All we can find.
I don't have that many hiding places.
Now, come on.
Do you want to search me?
No.
Look, if the pills are gone, I'll be fine. Just take me a few days to get my feet on.
Look, I can imagine what this must be like for you right now. You know, going through all this. Just want you to know, I'm not alone, okay? How can I help?
I don't need your help.
I want to help.
I don't need your help.
Mom!
I don't need your help. I have gotten myself through some. Look, I know how this goes. Once all the talking's through, people go back to their own nonsense. I know that. You don't have to worry about me. I'll manage. I get by.
Is the coast clear?
Never very.
What are you watching?
Television.
Can I watch it with you?
Wish you would. I almost blew it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Are you mad at me?
No,
I was trying to be brave.
I know.
I want everyone to know that I got what I always wanted. And that means I'm not a loser.
Hey, you're my hero.
Come here. You can help me push the pedals. I wrote this for you.
Liberace! Get yourself together, we're heading back.
Are y'all staying at my place?
No, we have to get home and take care of those damn dogs.
Thanks, Ivor.
You're more than welcome.
Oh, look, honey, little Charles has got the TV on.
No, I was
This
just...
one watches so much television, it's right in his brain.
I'm sure that's not true.
What was it I caught you
you watching the other day?
I don't remember.
Oh, you do so
Faye.
remember. Some dumb game show about people swapping wives.
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
Marital Fae.
Too bad there isn't a job where they pay you to sit around watching television.
Marital Fae's been a long day.
I suppose you wouldn't like TV then, not if watching it constituted getting a job.
Marital Fae.
Did I tell you he got fired from a shoe store?
Marital Fae. We're gonna go in the car right now and go home. And if you say one more mean thing to that boy, I'm gonna kick your fat Irish ass onto the highway. You hear me?
What the hell did
You
you
kids
say
go
to me?
outside. I don't understand this meanness. I look at you and your sister and the way you talk to people, and I don't understand it. I just can't understand why folks can't be respectful of one another. I don't think there's any excuse for it. My family did not treat each other that
Well,
way.
maybe that's because your family...
You had better not say anything about my family, and I mean it. We buried a man today I love very much. And for whatever faults he may have had, he was still a good, kind, decent person. And to hear you tear into your own son on a day like today dishonors Beverly's memory. We've been married 38 years. I wouldn't trade them for anything. But if you can't find a generous place in your heart for your own son, we're not going to make it to 39.
Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Okay, I froze.
You have a cigarette, huh?
Wow, from years ago.
So did I. It just sounded good to me. Oh, Barb. I thought of dinner today, and that horrible dinner. It seemed like...
What?
It seemed like something might be going on between Ivy and little Charles. Do you know if that's true?
I don't know. I don't really know what to say here.
Look, just, can you tell me, is it true?
Yes. It's true.
Okay. That can't happen.
This is going to be difficult to explain. Ivy and little Charles, they've always marched to their own beat. And obviously, you know, I would expect this to be most difficult on you.
Barb.
But they're very much in love. Or at least they think they are. I mean, what's the difference, right? But, you know, I'm sure they're terrified of what you and Mom would.
Honey.
I realize it's pretty unorthodox for cousins to get together, at least these
They're not cousins.
Believe it or not, okay? It's not as uncommon as you might think.
Barbara, listen to me. They're not cousins.
Pardon?
Little Charles is not your cousin. He's your brother. He's your blood brother. He is not your cousin. He's your blood brother. Half brother. He's your father's child. Which means he is Ivy's brother. Do you see? Little Charles and Ivy are brother and sister.
That's not. That can't be right. No, go back! Back in the kitchen now. Everyone just stay in the kitchen. But we're just gonna. Now! That can't be. Okay, Mommy, well, maybe you and Dad. You sure?
Oh, yes.
Who else knows this?
I do and you do.
Does Uncle Charlie suspect?
We never discussed it.
What?
We never discussed it, okay?
Did Dad know?
You know I'm not proud of this.
Really? People amaze me. I mean, what, were you drunk? Was this just some sort of like mistake
No,
or something?
I wasn't drunk. Maybe it's hard for you to believe looking at me, knowing me the way you do all these years. I know to you I'm just your fat old Aunt Mattie Fae, but I'm more than that, sweetheart. There's more to me than that. Charlie's right, of course, as usual. I don't know why little Charles is such a disappointment to me. Maybe well, I don't know why. I made a mistake a long time ago. Well, okay, fair enough. I paid for it. But the mistake ends here.
I found out about this would destroy her.
Well, I'm sure as hell not gonna tell her. You have to find a way to stop it. You have to put a stop to it.
Why me?
Well, you